Gather around, kids. Gather around. Gather around. What's up, guys? Winter is coming. I heard it's going to be very cold. Hey, Ryan. Hey, Suad. Hey, Alex. Gather around. Do you hear me good, guys? Hey, Ram. Sup, Ethan? Good. Gather around. Gather around. Hit them likes, good. Hit them likes. I don't hear myself, so this is the first time I go live, and there's no there's no advanced equipment here, so we will do this very simple, very easy this time. Winter is coming. Okay, I think I'll get to it. I've gotten some questions from fellow human beings, and I thought I would do some answering live. Let's see. Hey, person mine. Sorry, 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, that's the first biggest threshold, first biggest achievement in this YouTube world. Actually, many of you know my tactic of going about getting subscribers. But yeah, I was commenting profusely on many different channels. But the thing is that you have to bring value to the community. I mean, there's some people who are obviously very blunt with wanting a lot of subscribers, but my philosophy is that you shouldn't be upfront. You should care for those. You should care for those who want to join your cause. I mean, we're all here trying to share our life stories, share our passions, and that's what YouTube is about, actually. So what I was doing is that I was commenting a lot, and I've gotten so many replies about me being everywhere, all over the YouTube. But I mean, if that's what it takes, so be it. And actually, my belief is that YouTube is not. You cannot treat YouTube as a hobby. It's always should be like a startup, like a business, and yeah, you have to put the work in. Videos like at least 3 uploads per week, so that you can get in the practice, and that's how you get better. And yeah, I see you, bad boy D. Welcome, brother. And the thing is, either you do a lot of, um you create a lot of content so you can get your practice up, because practice is the mother of skill, right? Or if you're a videographer, you have a lot of experience with filming, editing, then it would suffice just doing one video every week. But it has to be a very damn good quality. So that's that. I hope it clarified something for you. And of course, it gets a little bit better with time, peace of mind, because the more followers you have, the more viewers you will get, and the more YouTube algorithm will work for you. It's kind of a exponential growth. Many say, I've heard. So let's see. What was that question, Ryan? Uh, Guys, I think we get a lot of questions here, but I will try to go through them as swiftly as I can. And yeah, for those who are asking, I'm doing good. I hope you're doing well as well. Let's see. Yeah, and life is a journey. That brother was leaving a lot of good comments actually, and he gives good advice here, or more of a philosophy actually. It should not be about the subscribers. What matters most is the quality of your content. And actually, that quality of content comes from sharing your truest passions, your truest interests, and in that way, sharing, giving, creating value for the followers, for the viewers. Let's see. Thank you, Ram. Thank you, and I'm glad that you are here. I salute you, Ram K. In how many months do you get the first 1,000 subscribers? It all depends, my man. You cannot, like, I mean, if I'm being honest, my goal was hitting 5,000 subscribers in a period of 12 months. And I achieved that goal about 6 or 7, I think 7 months in. So, actually, you should try to have a balanced, you should try to have a healthy relationship to YouTube. It shouldn't be about getting somewhere, because as cliche as it may sound, it's all about the journey. And the journey is to enjoy what you do, not see the, because life is not from A to B. Life is not about the points A or point. Life is not about point A nor about the point B. Life is between those points. So you have to feel that you are enjoying the ride, my man. And if I'm being honest, it's not that easy. You're constantly trying to better yourself, because you have to like invest yourself emotionally in order to feel that you are progressing, in order to feel that you are going somewhere, in order to feel that you are taking steps. But at the same time, that emotional attachment to the outcome is very unhealthy. It can be very detrimental on your mindset, on your mental health, and it can drag you down, making it even worse. Hey Emre, I see you, brother. Triple G, Triple G. How do you believe in yourself, even if you constantly doubt yourself? And I did a video on doubt actually, and the main thing about doubt that it's a very healthy attitude, not attitude. It's a very healthy occurrence of the mind, because if you're not doubting yourself, it means that you become kind of arrogant, and you become kind of arrogant. You stop to challenge yourself, and when your body feels doubt, when you have this crippling feeling of that maybe you're not good enough, maybe you won't succeed, maybe you won't go there, you won't go where you want to go, and that puts you in a state where you have to take action. So doubt is like any kind of fear. We all have those feelings. And at the end of the day, it's not about the feeling, it's about how you handle it. So always action, always action. Never let your fears, your doubts, to paralyze you. Always try to move forward, just by small steps. Like, I mean, let's take fitness as an example. And you know, I love fitness. So if you're going to the gym four, five, 6 times in a week, and it's inevitable that that days will come when you're not feeling up to par. You don't want to go to the gym. You feel like kind of gloomy, kind of melancholic, kind of lacking energy. But what you should do is you should cut you some slack. Tell yourself that it's okay, you will go to the gym, but you will do the minimum amount of work. And when you do that, you go to the gym, you let yourself kind of, you let yourself be in the moment, you let yourself feel it out. You will find yourself doing even more than you expected. So it's always about the mindset of handling your problems, your doubts, your issues, not the emotions per se, because we all feel them. We all have them. I'm reading question from Emre. What is your biggest advice about women? My biggest advice about women is to not chase women, but chase glory. Chase your own development, chase your own success, your own excellence. Women don't like needy guys. Women don't like guys who are after them all the time. And human beings were creatures of curiosity. We always want to have something that we cannot get. And you have to become that shiny diamond, that polished, shiny diamond that displays all of his best characters. without trying to display, because you are that diamond. You're not trying to play. And when you are there, when you reach highest positions of yourself in your self-development journey, you will see more results without even trying. And for men, especially for men, you have to know that men mature much later in life compared to women. Like it's almost a known fact that most men start to mature around 30s, when they reach their 30s or late 20s. It's because that is the point when we slowly realize our potential, and that's when you actually grow, when you try to follow your purpose, your passion, try to better yourself. Because as a man, you have to have qualities, specific qualities, not soft qualities. I mean, qualities that distinguish yourself from the rest. Like men are much more competitive in the nature, in improvement, self-improvement for men. And when you're getting there, you'll be noticed. Trust me. And I have to say, most of the time, young guys asking questions about women, it's because they haven't been taught. In this modern day era, there's big lack of masculine mentorship. And I know myself that I had the luck to be very rebellious and learn my ways hanging with the less good guys. So I kind of adopted some typical masculine qualities from them, which makes you a little bit distant, a little bit abundant, not needy. So to sum it up, you have to focus on yourself and become the best version of yourself. That's my best advice on women. Of course, there are a lot to it, but I will cover those topics in the future. I'm looking at questions here. Michael Wilcox, a seasoned brother. Nobody cares about their subscribers more than you, bro. And believe me, I appreciate it. You've got more integrity than anyone I know. Your comments are always gracious, and there's plenty of them. Thank you, brother. Your kind words mean a lot. Thank you. How to gain confidence. Confidence. I've done videos about self-esteem and confidence, and the biggest difference between self-esteem and confidence is that self-esteem comes within, whereas confidence comes without. So self-esteem is your human worth, how you perceive yourself as a being, as a living creature. Because we all say that we are equal in the face of the society. Yes, that is the human worth. That's how you should perceive yourself. You are great whenever you are great no matter what, regardless. But yes, I should say that self-esteem. If you have a great fears, you have less doubts, and that pushes you to go for things that you really want. And you know that you have self-esteem enough of high self-esteem that, yeah, I will learn that. Doesn't matter if I don't know how, but I will achieve that. And the confidence comes from doing something over and over and over and over again during a long period of time, and becoming very good at it. Like if you want to be a great basketball player, you have to shoot ball all the time, every day. And you will do it because you love it. That's why it's very paramount to pursue your own passion, to know what you love, to know what makes you tick, to know what you're interested about, to know what you're curious about. Confidence with anything comes from repetition, from practice. If you're bad with women, you have to do that. You have to practice. You have to face your fears if you want to be great. So that's then take and suddenly wake up feeling confident. Cut off all distractions. Yes. Bad boy D. You got the best belts in the YouTube game. Well, thank you, my man. It's bulking time. Yes, Power Matrix. Doubt is part of self-awareness. You are down to earth so much that you know your shortcomings, and that's what doubt is all about. It's being aware about your shortcomings, but not being paralyzed and just facing it and just going after things that you want. What advice would you give to people who struggle to socialize? As I was saying before about confidence, the thing about social anxiety is that people who experience social anxiety is because they have, I would assume, I don't want to judge people, but low self-esteem, and you have to work on it, because social anxiety is about, if you think about it, it's about being very self-conscious about how others perceive you. You're caring too much about how others perceive you. Not feeling at home, not feeling at peace when you're surrounded with people. And that's because you don't feel yourself worthy in a way. So in order to overcome that social anxiety, what I would suggest is to work on your self-esteem and give yourself, like, we developed a little bit outside of our comfort zone, a little bit outside. You shouldn't shock your body by going to extremes. So when you're doing self-improvement work, when you're working on yourself, on your self-esteem, maybe reading books, maybe meditating, there are different ways on how you can improve your self-esteem. So when you're doing that, you can always, like, you have to work interchangeably between theory and practice. You have to go out, you have to try your best to socialize with others. You have to always push yourself, not too much, not to extremes, not that you shouldn't get any panic attacks when you're surrounded by people. But always try, because self-improvement is not an instant occurrence. It takes time to get better. And when you're working on yourself, you have to always vary. You have to always shift between theory and practice. That's my approach to that. Ryan. Hope it helps. Life is a journey. Always best to focus on bettering yourself first and establishing your identity and values. Yes, that's what self-esteem is about. You have to build a solid foundation before you try to impress others. Not that it should be your goal, but in any way you have to be stable within, so that you can expose yourself to others, to your surroundings. Alex asks, will you do this on a weekly basis now? And how long are you planning to do those live streams in minutes? It depends on the viewership. It depends how much you would like me to talk. It depends if you're getting, maybe if you have a lot of questions, maybe you would like to send me, maybe you would like to submit them in the link that I did attach to the description, and let me to go through them. Maybe it would be much faster if you think that I'm talking too much now. But I think between 30 to 60 minutes is doable. I would like to hear your opinions. Maybe I should do a poll on that as well. Mm, I've seen questions about my background, about where I come from, my age, and I'll do this. I'll tell you this. I will do a Q&A about my personal life, if there's a thing that is called my personal. I will explain it later, but not for this time, because I want the. But I will tell you. I promise that I will come up with a Q&A, and you can ask as many private questions as you want, without any limitations. Let's see. How can I stop? A lot of questions here. I'm glad. I'm glad that you have questions. This is all about you. Triple G, Triple G. How can you stop caring what people think? And this goes back to self-esteem as well. Caring about others' opinions is like not have when your internal values are not solid, when you don't have a solid basis of where you stand, it will always be easy for others, for the surroundings to affect you. When the put it like this, when you have a shell of something that is very hollow and there's no substance within, it's very easy to just blow on it and make it roll away. But if that shell becomes a sphere with a solid substance within, it becomes very hard to shake it, to make it move. And same goes for the self-esteem. When you have a lot of internal stability, you won't care as much about others' opinions about you. And I will tell you this: self-esteem demands a lot of introspection, a lot of self-query, asking questions, very deep questions to yourself, and getting to know yourself. That's the essence of self esteem, getting to know yourself and accepting yourself for who you are. Not externally, not you having a crooked nose or being short or too slinky, tall, and very thin, or having, I don't know, very narrow ankles or something. I don't know. Internal values. The external, we don't have people don't have control over the external. That's the way you are born. You should always concentrate yourself to research the depth of your existence. Indeed, about learning, growing, and self actualizing. Salam alaikum, Daniel. How are you doing, brother? Hey, Marie. Greetings, Marie7. You make me smile. Well, thank you. Yeah, as I told before, I will tell everything about me during future Q and A's. So be patient with me. Hossein is my artist name. Harmanpreet. It's kind of awkward to watch this without memes and special effects. It was never about the memes, but I appreciate the humor. That's why I'm doing that. Let's see. Is there some? Does someone know how long a live stream is? Is there a cap? Is there a limitation? Alex? Um, I have to say that I have questions, your submissions for live stream suggestions. So I will go through them. You shouldn't, don't worry. Uh, so I won't ignore any question that is submitted. So I will get back to it. Many questions, many questions. Um, let's see. Yeah, I appreciate those who are giving each other, helping each other out. So I've always felt that I wanted to create a community where we can help each other and give suggestions. So yeah, you are very welcome to answer each other's questions. You should do podcasts and call-in shows. Good idea. Life is a journey. Good idea. Something that I should think about. Let's see. um, Hossein, you should do something like pick up girls in public or show what it's like to be confident. Make videos on demonstration. Those kind of stuff, maybe for the future, and maybe for something like Patreon, because I don't think YouTube. I don't think YouTube appreciates those kind of stuff. But yeah, I like women, so I I'm not rejecting the idea. Maybe not do it in public, but give some hands-on, experienced advice. Let's see. Uh, I was saying you should do something like. No, sorry. I got rejected twice by a girl, but she didn't act it like a friend to me. So what should I do? Should I move on? What should I do to move on fast? Yes, you should always move on. Move on. After the first rejection, you shouldn't try second time because it only shows that you don't value yourself and that you don't have anything better for yourself. In the dating game, you should always express abundance, where you don't you shouldn't wait on someone. You shouldn't wait on something. Doesn't matter if it's a girl, friend, or a family member. Actually, if they're not respecting your time, you should always respect yourself firstly before expressing any kind of affection to others. So, how you can move on? Hit the gym. And yeah, guys, for all youngsters and young adults, I recommend all of you to go to the gym, sign up for membership, and shape up your bodies, become healthy. This is your health is paramount for your self improvement because this body is the vessel that carries your call it whatever you want, your soul, your essence. So you have to take care of it. It has to be your priority number one. Hit the gym, meet with your friends, do some stuff, um, try new activities, live your life, and let things to unfold before you. Never wait on anyone. Mm. Einstein number two. I have a test tomorrow. Could you help me to prepare mentally for the math test? Have you done your homework? That's how you get prepared. The mental insecurity might depend if you have that one. I don't say that you have, but if you are not that sure about yourself, it most likely depends on you not knowing the subject as good as you should. So do the homework. But yeah, you should always be like kind of arrogant about this kind of stuff, not outwardly, but for yourself. Yeah, of course I'm going to do great. Thank you for your kind words, Mariah. I see you. What's your opinion on Robert Greene and his books? Very good. The only comment you will get from me. Very good. He puts a lot of work on his creations. I know he reads a lot, like between 200 and 400 books before he starts to writing his new creation. So yeah, he's like he's. I mean, those who are familiar with Robert Greene know that his first work, 48 Laws of Power, is the um, ultimate Bible for those who want to understand human nature. But yeah, of course, we have newer authors nowadays. But he put the he laid the foundation. He laid the foundation. He was the pioneer of cutting the BS and getting to the straight to the point. Mariah, nutrition advice and body wellness. I did a video on nutrition. I think one video, but maybe you want to precise your question and give me a video suggestion instead. I would happy to do a video on this. I would be happy, 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 happy. Let's see. Daniel, I'm in Europe. I will tell you more later on. What you life is a journey. What can you do to create a community outside of YouTube? I would suggest perhaps creating a Discord server or maybe a Reddit community. How about Facebook group? I will let's put it like this. I will do a poll about you if you want a community. I will do a poll about creating any kind of um, site, maybe on Facebook, maybe on Discord. I think most of us have Facebook, so that would be most convenient. So yeah, you're welcome to chime in with your opinions on that poll. Uh, Most important thing is be a good person. Is to be a good person. That's all. You don't care who is whose profession is. You need to live clearly and live love and life for the day. Yeah, sure. I agree about that. Nevertheless, people are people, and it always benefits you if you try to understand them as much as you can. How to learn a language? Put yourself in a situation when you have to speak that language. So, I mean, like if you want to, I mean, most of the countries in Europe, for example, if you're studying, you have to, if you're doing master's program in Europe, it has to be in English. It is in English. So you're kind of forced to speak English and learn English even more if you want to study. That's some kind of a forceful position where you have to like embrace the fact. and you don't have any excuses because you have to do it. I'm going to die. Why are you going to die? Why are you sick? Drink some water maybe. Do you agree with the black pill? No, I don't. Um, Nothing will. Let's say it like this. I'm not trying. I'm not. I don't want to change anyone else. I know that I have control over myself, and I have to adapt to new situations, and I do it best by improving myself. I don't like to check out just because I don't see any solution right now, but I might see a solution tomorrow. So I think life should be all about finding solutions to different situations. I don't see growth in checking out. Let's see. Hello, Sasha. If you scroll the chat, you will see the answer to your question. And welcome. Yes, Steve, you don't have to go to the gym. If you have the opportunity to exercise outdoors, it's even better. But I personally, of course, prefer muscle building. So you got that. But yeah, that's the very important point here that you have to enjoy the things you do. Uh, Bro, do you believe in a law of attraction? And did it did it for yourself? I have a video on law of attraction. You are welcome to check it out. Um, I lay down all the arguments that I find reasonable within law of attraction. I don't see it as some kind of a magical occurrence. I put out quite logical, reasonable, rational rational argumentations for it. Top five books. I will. It's better if I do a video on it, on books. It would be. It would give it. It would be more um, fair, and I will give you the arguments for why I think they're good for you. But of course, it's very subjective on how you perceive what is important in life for you for the moment being, because it's always changing. Let's see. Five keys of success as a man in his 20s. Invest in yourself. Uh, Invest in yourself mentally, which means acquire skills. No, let's say it like this: invest in yourself mentally, invest in yourself, knowledge wise, like mentally taking care of yourself, internal knowledge, skill, external, physical, which means taking care of your body, spiritual, um, and that's about it. I mean, and yeah, the fifth would be find your vision. But I mean, I wouldn't be that rigid. I mean, it will come. 20s, you have long life to live. So I would say taking care of your body, your mental health, your spiritual well-being, and your physical health. Let's see. I've tried Duolingo actually, and it helps, but you have to be in the area in order to practice the language, or at least have someone to talk to. Great point. Life is a journey. It's good to see you live. You should do it often. Yeah, I probably do. I'll probably do. I think it's more convenient for myself as well. Uh, is a wet dream a relapse? No, because it's processing of your subconscious mind. So nothing you can control, nothing that you can have a control over. Don't think about it. And that relapse thing, I maybe should do a video about it. I think people are too harsh on themselves regarding the relapses as a young man, especially. Let's see. Are you Muslim? I'm non-religious. I would say that. I'm non-religious. um, hey Nalini, greetings. Very lovely to see you. You've been supporting me a long time now. Your thought on incels. For those who don't know who incels are involuntary celibates, which practically means that you don't have any intimacy with the opposite sex if that's what you want. Um, so, in my opinion, there's no such thing as incel because when you talk about incel, it only focuses on the physical part of the concept. But in reality, incel is about being or about craving a human connection, a deeper human connection. So if we say that incel is about not having a physical intimacy, you can solve that issue by, yeah, you know how. But in my opinion, incel is about this loneliness, on longing for connection with another person on a deeper level, and you could do that. And that shouldn't be that per se is an issue because you see it like a you see that in your perception that is something that would fulfill you, and everything outwardly, nothing, I would say nothing outwardly can make you whole. Your wholeness, your completeness comes within. Yeah, definitely. Going live is also a great way to interact with people and to connect. That's the initial purpose of this, actually. I agree. So, is it 1 hour cap on live streaming? Because I didn't go through the live stream suggestions. I have 7 of them, I think. But thank you, Feb1. Thank you. Maybe if there's a cap on live stream, so I could maybe cut it here and do another one. But next time I will go through the suggestions, the submitted suggestions. So it would be fair for those who took their time and wrote me in a story. And yeah, one more thing. When you're submitting suggestions, and by the way, the link is in the description box. When you're submitting suggestions, make sure that um, you don't leave out details, because I have to know where you're coming from. I've got one of the suggestions was very in depth actually, and I could read that person much more, which makes it easier to answer that question. So be sure to don't leave out any details. Um, I have trouble articulating my thoughts. Maybe you could make a video about this. Yeah, I think so. Next time, personal questions. I want to know details. It'll come in due time, my friend. So, is there any cap? I have no idea. Um, let's see. It seems like the live stream is going strong. Well, after 1 hour. Let me see if there are any more questions, and I think that'll be it for the first time being. Yeah, but I mean, I don't want to bore people for 7 hours. So, all this, yeah, the cap is lost in infinity, Steve. Well, all right, folks. I think we'll end this on this point. I enjoy very much your questions. I think this is great. And as someone mentioned, yes, life is a journey. As he mentioned, it's a very good way to connect with people and have more personal touch to it. So yeah, I salute you, and see you soon.